If someone told me and took everything away from me, I had no followers, no email list, no website, no nothing, no business idea, and told me I had to build an online business from scratch, here's exactly what I would do. Now, before you jump in my comments, no, I'm not saying this is the only way. What I'm saying is this is what I would do if someone gave me the chance to start over. This is exactly what I would do. So let's get into it. Number one, stop looking for the perfect idea. There is no perfect idea. Um, I know that sounds obvious, but there are so many people out there. But I personally spent a long time waiting for an idea that felt completely right, that I was completely ready, completely guaranteed to sell said product. And here's what it got me. Absolutely nothing. Now, here's the thing. My very first product did have sales. It was a journal, a lifestyle and creativity journal. I spent weeks, months on it. I was choosing the font. I changed the font here. I tweaked the cover 50 times. I changed the color theme of it. I adjusted the layout over and over again, overthinking the title. I treated it like I was launching a Fortune 500 company, and I was not. You know how many copies I sold? 15. 14 were by me because I wanted to see how it would print out. It was a digital product, right? Every time I made a tweak, I bought it again, and it was crazy. And then the 15th one, the last one, my sister purchased it, but I gave her the money for it. So whatever. I'm not telling you that it has to be perfect. I'm not saying that at all. That journal taught me more than any course, any guru could ever teach me about selling online, because I made it. I published it. I got it done. I learned all the platforms. I figured out what a digital product actually looks like, right? What it actually looks like. And I figured out what platforms it would sell on, right? I figured out all the things that I needed to figure out to get it done. So the first one isn't going to be perfect. Then I made the next one, and that one was better. And then I made the next one, and that one was better. The first product that you make is not supposed to be your best product. It might be, but it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be your first one, right? So stop waiting for perfect. Perfect's not coming. Make something useful and get it out there. Number two, make one digital product. Not 4, not 5, not 15, right? One thing at a time. That's it. I'm serious too, because I know what happens when you try to make 5 things at one time. You have 5 unfinished projects. They're not going to happen, right? And $0. So just pick one. Now, what counts as a digital product? Pretty much anything that someone can pick up, can download, or access online. That's it. Let me give you some real examples. A journal, a planner, a checklist, a template for social media posts, right? For budgeting, for meal planning, right? Whatever. A workbook, an ebook, a guide, even a pack. If you're into AI scripts and prompts, even a pack of AI prompts. You can make 20 prompts real quick, have AI generated and sell it. That's an online digital product. Here's the question I want you to ask yourself. What do people in your life ask you for? Right? What do they text you for advice on? Right? What do they know? What do your friends know about you? And they treat that thing as if it's some kind of superpower. That's your product, whatever it is. I'm a real estate agent. I have 26 years experience. People ask me about buying and selling homes every single day, constantly. People in other states that I don't even have a license in, constantly asking me every day about different things. So what am I doing? I'm building a home buyer's guide. Simple. It's a digital product, right? It's not complicated. It's not rocket science, I promise you. It's just writing down what you already know. What God told Moses, what's in your hand? You have everything you need in your hand. What do you already know? That's where you will start. Number 3, pick one place to sell it. Right? This is where people get in their own way and they trip themselves up, right? They want to be on Etsy. They want to be on Gumroad. They want to have their own website. They want to be on Amazon, KDP, and 3 other platforms that they've read about on Facebook and a Facebook group at midnight, right? No, just pick one. Just pick one. Just one, at least to start. Right now, I have a journal on Etsy. I have that same journal on Amazon. I have the same journal on Beacons, but because I'm a little further along. So I'm just telling you, the first time, just pick one platform. It doesn't have to be, again, not rocket science. My honest recommendation for those of you who are just starting, Etsy is easy because people go to Etsy because they're ready to buy, period, point blank. Beacons is also easy because you can kind of control it. It's your site. So Etsy already has buyers. People go to Etsy specifically looking for digital downloads. That's where they start, right? The audience is already there. They're not building traffic. You're not building traffic from scratch, right? Now, let me talk about fees for just a second. And I'm gonna keep this real simple because I hate math, okay? You need to know what you're actually taking home. So let me give you some real numbers. Say you're selling something for $9.99 on Etsy, right? By the time Etsy takes their listing fee, which is 20 cents, their transaction fee, their payment processing cut, you're walking away with a $9.99 book, $8.59. That's $1.40. That's pretty good. Beacons works a little differently, right? Let me go back. On a $27 a $27 product, you are walking away with roughly $24. Now, Beacons works a little differently. On the free plan, they take 9%. That's it. No more, no less. So on a $9.90 or that same $27 product, you're going to keep closer to $24.57. Now, let me say this caveat. Go to Beacons, look up their pricing, go to Etsy, look up their pricing and confirm. I don't want you saying, well, you said it was this. I'm telling you what it was when I did it and as I do it, but it could be different. Your area might be different. I don't know. All right. A small fee from a sale is still a sale, right? A piece of pie is better than no pie. Right? So the difference between Etsy and Beacons isn't really about the fees anyway. It really isn't. It's about traffic. Etsy drives the traffic to you. Beacons, you drive the traffic to it. Okay? That's where YouTube comes in. How do you drive traffic to Beacons? Number 4, use YouTube to build trust. So now you have the product. You've listed it somewhere. Now what? Now you have to let people know how to get to you. Right? Have you ever noticed when you're scrolling on TikTok, you buy something from somebody you've been watching on, not TikTok, YouTube, you've been watching on YouTube for at least 6 months and they're selling something. You're like, you know what? I trust her. Let me go ahead and get it. You do it without thinking twice. But somebody else who could have the exact same product, but because you don't know them, you haven't seen them, you haven't interacted through YouTube with them, you're not going to buy it. Right? You probably wouldn't spend $5 on their product, right? That's called trust. That's why YouTube matters. YouTube is a search engine in all practicality. YouTube is a search engine. People are not doom scrolling like they do on TikTok. They're not doom scrolling like they do on IG or Facebook. People come to YouTube with a specific problem looking for a specific answer. You might be the answer. Don't be a gatekeeper. Be the answer to somebody. People type in, how do I sell digital products? Or how do I start an online business over 50? And your video pops up. Whatever your niche is, your video will pop up as people type it in. So YouTube is a search engine. Now, the more you do videos, the more people see you, the more they trust you. Then when it's time for you to sell something, they'll buy. It really is not, it's a mental science gymnastics or something. But listen, when you mention that you have a particular product that could help them, they are already invested in you. They're watching you. And so when you say, hey, I got this thing, it's going to help you do whatever, they will buy from you. They're already halfway buying it, right? That's how all of this works. Number 5, solve one problem over and over and over again, right? Solve one problem over and over again for the same general group of people. I know that feels like that's limiting, but you don't want to monkey shoes to one person and mechanics tools to another person and dog food to a third. That's too much, right? Pick a lane and stay in that lane. Whatever it is, stick with it long enough to actually get good at talking about it, right? People need to know what to expect from you before they're willing to follow you, right? Again, think about all the channels that you watch on a regular basis, right? The ones you actually trust. They probably have a pretty clear lane, correct? They don't jump from gardening to cryptocurrency to relationship advice to makeup to those women who do the makeup, that's all they do. The women that do the styling, that's all they do, right? They don't jump from topic to topic. They don't do makeup now. They might do makeup and tell a story, but nonetheless, they have one lane and they stick to it. Right? You might have a budgeting tool for single moms because you've been there. You might have a home organization tool for people with small spaces. You might be able to navigate the job market so that there's no gap in people's resume, right? Or cooking food on a tight budget or cooking dog food, right? All of those things are skills that you have that you can show other people and solve their problem. They are looking for solutions. Be the solution. Number 6, listen, it's not about being perfect. It's improving on what you did yesterday. This is the most important one out of everything I've shared with you. Keep improving instead of waiting to be perfect, right? You don't have to wait for the podcast mic and this is the light that I have, this ring light. That's it. I don't have anything else. And I have my regular phone. That's all you need. I've redone things. I've relaunched things. I've looked at something I made 3 years ago and I cringe. Like, oh my God, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Listen, people think confidence comes first. It doesn't. Confidence doesn't kick in until like the 10th or 12th video. That's when the confidence kicks in. But I will tell you this. I recently finished a book called Idea to Income. And the honest truth is I've been working on that book for 2 years and I should have put it out by now. I was tweaking it, going back and forth with it. I should have made that a workbook at least a year ago, right? I know this stuff. This is what I've been doing. And I kept thinking that I need to organize better, that I need to structure it a little differently. I had wait until I had more to say. Let me have a little more experience in this. Stop it. This is what you have. You have it and do it and just get it done. So whatever you're sitting on right now, I promise you somebody needs it. Now is the time. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Is it done? That's the question. Done is worth more than perfect every single time. Not next month, not when you feel more ready, right now. So let me pull this together real quick. If you're starting from zero, no audience, no experience, no idea what you're going to do, here's what I want you to walk away with today. Stop waiting for the perfect idea. There aren't any. Start where you are. Start with what you already know. Number 2, make one product, just one. You don't have to make 10, just make one. Number 3, pick one platform and actually use it, right? Whatever that platform is, pick that platform and actually use it. Number 4, show up on YouTube or wherever. It could be TikTok, it could be IG, it could be Facebook. Wherever you're comfortable, show up. Show up where your people are and be genuinely useful to them. Be authentic and genuinely useful for them. Solve one problem for one group of people and keep doing it over and over and over again. And improve. Improve instead of trying to be perfect. Improve as you go along instead of waiting till you're ready, because ready doesn't come before you start. Again, people think confidence comes first. It does not. Confidence usually shows up around attempt number 10 or 12, and that's the fact. So if this was helpful, please hit the subscribe button and get more information from me. I put videos out every week, 2 or 3 times a week, for women who are building something real, starting over in their 40s and 50s because they thought they had everything figured out, but they decided to start anyway. If you're curious what a beginner digital product actually looks like, the link to my workbook is down below. And not because I think you have to buy it, because I think it would be really useful to you. I think seeing a finished product makes this whole thing feel a little less intimidating. I'll see you in the next video. You guys have a good day.